Alright, I'm back again with part 8 of the horror DVD update. I'm going to start off with Who Can Kill a Child? This movie was awesome, plain and simple. This is basically the movie that Children of the Corn wanted to be, in my opinion. Maybe it's not a good thing to compare the two, but it's basically about this couple. They're on vacation in Spain, and they decide to go off to this deserted island off the coast of Spain, and they discover that pretty much no one's there, and they first see some kids kind of fishing and swimming in the water. They don't think anything of it, but they find out that it's just the kids there for the most part, and they learn that the kids killed off most of the adults. And I don't really want to get too much into it. It'll give away the ending and spoil it, but this is highly recommended. Has a lot more serious tone than Children of the Corn did. But yeah, I suggest pretty much everyone check this out. If you like Children of the Corn, this, in my opinion, is a better movie. Then we got Phantasm 3. Got this on sale at Best Buy during that Halloween sale that we're having. It was like $6.99 or something like that. Don't need to go into too much detail about this. I watched this even though I hadn't seen Part 2 yet, so hopefully Part 2 will be released on DVD soon, or I'll have to get it some other way. I think it's on Region 2, but yeah, enjoyed this one. I haven't seen Part 4 yet. I got it, but I haven't watched it yet. And this is a good serial killer type movie called Shram. This one's highly recommended too, and if you like Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, you'll pretty much enjoy this. Very graphic. Yeah. And it's by the same director, I believe, that did Necromantic and Necromantic 1 and 2. Those are two films I'm looking for as well. But yeah, this is also kind of a short film. I was kind of surprised. It's just a little over an hour. But what is there is very graphic, and it packs a punch. I highly recommend this one. And this next one is Session 9. And this one's more of like a psychological horror thriller type deal. It's more about like what you don't see. And these people, it's about these guys are kind of doing renovations on this abandoned psych ward. And this guy, one of the workers, goes off and starts listening to these tapes of this mental patient. And just listening to those tapes, the person's voice is very nerve-wracking. It's not graphic or anything in most parts. Towards the end, you start to see some gore, but there's really not much in this. It's more about the atmosphere, which is very creepy. This is a film that not a lot of people mention, but I know there's quite a few folks that have heard of it. But this is a very, very good film, pretty underrated. And next up we got House on the Edge of the Park by Ruggero Deodato. I believe he's the one that did Cannibal Holocaust. This is like kind of like the same vein as Last House on the Left. It's got David Hess in this. He plays another psycho. This is very good. It's about these two guys. They work in a car garage, and they decide to invite themselves to this party that these rich folks are holding at their house. And eventually get to the point where David Hess's character and his friend start to terrorize the people at the party. And the people at the party kind of egg them on, which leads David Hess's character and his friend to, start, messing with them. But there's a reason for the rich folks egging them on. I won't really get into that because it kind of spoils the ending. But yeah, this is a very good film. Picked it up at I think FYE for about $10. This was a film I thought I would never see in the store, so I was very glad to see this. And if you like Last House on the Left, you probably like this one. David Hess is very good at playing a sicko. And next up, we got Mother's Day. This is a trauma film. This is the second Troma film I saw. It's pretty good. It has kind of a low budget feel to it. It's kind of like I heard, I believe Mr. Parker was kind of comparing the feel of this movie to like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it's got that type of feel to it, kind of a sick, twisted family torturing just random people. It's about these two like mama's boys, really sick, twisted, fucked up versions of mama's boys, and they terrorize these three girls that are out on their little hike. And yeah, it kind of just escalates from there. I only don't want to talk too much about this to give away the ending, just like all the others. So, I mean, it was a good movie, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I guess it was hyped up by a lot of things that I read about it, but I guess it's worth a watch at least once. And next up we got House. This is like a horror comedy. Pretty funny. A lot funnier than I thought it'd be. So this guy is a writer. He stays in his house and he starts seeing all these, or starts hearing all these things, and starts seeing all these weird creatures. It's in connection with his divorce and the disappearance of his kid. So that's all I'll say about it, because obviously it'll give it away. But yeah, this is one that's highly recommended as well, as far as like a horror comedy. If you're into those type of things, you should definitely check this one out. And then next up we have Shockwaves. This was alright. I mean, the cover looks a lot cooler than the movie actually is. It's very slow, pretty boring. I mean, it's got some pretty decent scenes, but it's very slow. It's not very gory at all, but the cover makes the movie look way better than it actually is. I guess, you know, if you like Nazi zombie movies, maybe check this out. I mean, it's not really saying much, but the cover's cool, I guess. Next up we have a double feature, Anchor Bay double feature with A Blade in the Dark and Macabre. I enjoyed both these movies very much. Didn't like the fact that it was a flipper disc, but oh well. Macabre is basically about this lady. She's having an affair, and she gets into an accident with the guy she's having an affair with. The guy dies, and basically she makes sure that she's always with him. And you find out how so towards the end of the movie. I won't give it away, but it was very weird, very strange. And then A Blade in the Dark is also very good. It's about this musician that does scores for horror films, and he's doing scores in his house that he's staying at. And what's funny is there's all these random women just coming out of nowhere in the house. Like one comes out the closet and shit, and one comes like from this other room. It's like just all these random women. Very weird, very funny. And the killer in this is not who you think it is, but does a good job of setting it up and kind of throwing you off. But yeah, these are both very recommended movies. And then next up we got Christmas Evil. Very weird Christmas movie. Found this at Scarecrow Video in Seattle. Yeah, very strange Christmas movie. John Waters calls it the best Christmas movie ever made. I don't know about all that. I know he's partially joking, but it's very weird. And next up we have Children of the Corn. I don't even know where to start with this movie. I mean, it's good cheesy 80s horror, I guess. The main reason that this movie annoyed me was two of the characters, one of them being Malachi. For some reason, every time he came on screen, I just wanted to kick him in his mouth. I don't know what it was. He just annoyed the shit out of me. he's just one of those people that, you know, annoys you, but you can't really figure out why. Maybe it was the shit he was doing with his face, or he was trying too hard to be menacing or something. I don't know. And then Isaac was also annoying. I'm glad what happened to him happened to him. Of course, he came back, but anyway, I mean, I guess this is a good movie to see, if just to say you saw it. It's classic 80s horror, I guess, to most people, but this is nowhere near as good as Who Can Kill a Child. They're different types of movies, but same kids killing adults type of shit. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off here, run out of time, and I'll see you in part 9. Peace.